Hey everyone, and welcome to Champions Chat. This is where I have the pleasure of meeting and speaking with the amazing community of people that play Marvel Champions. If you'd be interested in speaking with me, please fill out the Google form in the description below. Also, if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. Also, as always, I have to do one shameless self-plug for my weekly video game podcast, D-Pad Experience, where you can find us on all podcast providers and YouTube. But enough about me, I want to hear about you. Hey everybody, and welcome to Champions Chat. Look who I found. Hello, who do we have with us today?
This is Jim Jam JJ. Either one works. I'm from Just Got Played. We do a lot of board games, but there's a couple of us on the channel that really like Champions and all things Marvel. We're trying to convince the other guys on there that superheroes are cool. So I'm just here to promote superheroes, mostly Marvel, but I do like DC. But yeah,
Nice,
let's
dude.
do
That's
it.
awesome. That's awesome. And so you said we're just so everyone can hear us again. Where can we find you and everybody else?
So here we are. Just Got Played on the YouTubes. That's our main way. And if you see any of our videos, you can get to our regular other socials. We're mainly on Discord, at least I am. We have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So we kind of started that a couple months ago. So we're trying to promote all that, but definitely come to the Discord. I'll say this again. Any of the videos you see me in, come to the Discord because that's where I'll be at. If you want to talk about champions or anything Marvel, superhero, DC, anything, come get me there and I will tell you everything that I think.
I would love to talk to you about superheroes. We're about to get into the Marvel champions, but tell me, James, do you have a favorite hero? Not necessarily champions related, but just in general. It can be DC. No. We don't hold any grudges here.
Well, yes.
Who you got?
So yeah, that's the thing I do when people ask me a question like that because oh man, I have like undiagnosed ADHD. So for me to make one decision on one thing is like, oh my god. So let's see here. Let's say just right now, I'm watching the Sandman series.
Oh, yep.
So that whole thing, I don't know if you want to call him a superhero because he, immortal or whatever. And we can get into that whole discussion. I just really like talking about superheroes and the whole like how they affect society and how it all came. And I watched all the documentaries. Like I watched all the ones with Stan Lee and how he came up with all the Marvel people. So that kind of stuff intrigues me and like the difference between DC and Marvel. And I also have a cute like I would say non-mainstream. It would be Man of War. I
Hmm.
don't know if you've heard of him.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so that's about it's good. A lot of people don't even know. So okay, I've come to the right place. So Man of War and that whole series, the Immortal Warrior and all that. I got that series and I got a couple of different books out of there. Valiant. Hopefully that kind of gets more popular. I know they have a deck builder, I believe,
I
for
think so.
Valiant Comics that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out a couple of years ago, so I need to check that out. But I just like the YouTube space. You find people that you normally wouldn't run into, and people that like superheroes. I can only talk about superhero stuff on YouTube, so it's kind of sad because none of my friends understand. I start going, and their eyes just gloss over, and it's like, all right, well,
Well, you're at the right spot, buddy. You're at the right spot.
okay,
That's
okay,
all
good,
I've been doing. That's all I've been doing my
good.
whole life.
Thanks. Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad I'm here.
No, I'm totally glad to have you. Do you have a so that I mean, you spoke about the Sandman. I did see Sandman. I loved Sandman on Netflix. That was fantastic. Do you happen to have a favorite MCU content? It could be a
Oh
movie, it could be
man.
a series, whatever.
Okay, so this is gonna be a tough question because I'm definitely a comic book boy, and second is the animated, and
Mm.
I just have a big gripe with all the people that came in after the MCU became popular. So as far as I know, Marvel started in 2008, which is just oh. So let's see. Okay, so answer your question in a like purely movie cinematic way. We're just gonna forget about contracts and what company had this character and why you can't have all the original people in Avengers that all that stuff. Okay, so it's not my favorite, but they did the best job in the MCU. Let's see which character. I would say man, it's really hard to say because everybody did their own like every actor did their own spin on it. So I would have to say Thor, not because of the character, but because Chris Hemsworth, however you say his
Hmm.
name, is really into the role, and I like the fact that he took it after Thor two. We're not really going to talk about that, but he took the reins and like I'm going to make Thor my own thing. If the backstory, he was in poverty before he got Thor role, that blew him up. So now he gets to do all the things. So I would say Thor and that whole progression, Thor Ragnarok was amazing, and then Thor the last one, it was okay. It wasn't as good as Ragnarok, but I would have to say Thor right now. He's definitely leading just because Chris Hemsworth put his spin on it. So I really like that, but more so because of the acting choice, and then Taika.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Oh my
hell,
god.
Taika!
Absolutely.
Oh
Oh
hell,
yeah.
Taika! Yeah, Korg was. I mean, Korg. What can I say? He's getting his own show, spin-off show. So yeah, that I would say that for MCU.
So you mentioned oh my god, Marvel Star in 2008. I totally with you. So like, if you want to even bring it back a little more, do you have anything favorite? Like, not even necessarily MCU, because one of my favorite movies is just Spider-Man 2. You know, Toby and
Okay.
Doc Ock. Do you have anything that you like before that, like that you love or?
Man, I would have to say the Punisher series 1 and
Oh
2
yeah.
with not Dolph Lundgren. I
Mm,
mean, I kind of saw, yeah, yeah. Nobody knows, not many people know about that one.
of course I
Yeah,
know about
yeah,
that one, man.
yeah. Okay, but yeah, and I can't think of the actor's name, but anytime I see him in anything else, and then his like little thing, like teasers that he does on YouTube, where he like plays Punisher for like a little quick thing. I forgot his name,
I
but
think
every
it's
time I see him now, he's the Punisher for me.
right.
Um, Berthol did a
Yeah,
great job.
John Berthal. Berthal, right?
He did good on Netflix, but the one that did the 2 movies, he did one movie.
Oh, right. Those. Yes, 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 yes.
Andy
Oh
was a
God,
history question. I'm terrible with names, but
I can't remember his name. Yeah, those were really good movies.
yeah, those ones. With Mike, um, uh, Duncan, what's his name? Who played Kingpin? Big black guy who played
Michael
Kingpin.
Clark Duncan.
I think he was in he was in the Daredevil movie, and
Yep.
then I think he was in the Punisher. I can't remember who the bad guy was for those, but anyways, those two, the first and the second one, but not the third one with that other guy. That was just dumb. But yeah, those first two, the first two Punishers. I can't remember his name, but yeah, but he's been any movie he's in. I'm like, that's my Punisher. He did a
Nice.
great job.
That's a
Yeah,
great choice. I love that.
yeah.
So I see you got a lot of board games there, but what specifically got you into playing Marvel Champions? Because with all the choices you got a lot of choices. You got a lot
Oh,
of
you
great
swerved
choices.
on me. I thought you were gonna ask me what got me in board games, but yeah,
Oh,
champion.
hey, let's go back. Yeah, so you got a lot of
Okay,
board games. What got you into? Because I'm starting with board games. What got you into
okay.
board games in general?
Well, yeah, you need suggestions, I got them for you. So board games, I'll do this real quick. Is I played Yu-Gi-Oh. I was
Nice.
always a big geek. I watched a lot of anime, as you can see. I watched a lot of anime and then superhero stuff. So I watched Yu-Gi-Oh TV show, and then I finally went in, played in a tournament for Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I got full in, spent thousands of dollars for that, and that was in college too. I wasn't even a young kid, so I've been a geek forever, and I don't even care how old I am. I'll always be a geek.
Me too, man.
So I got into it in college, and I played that for 8 years, but then it just got too expensive, and then I moved, and then I found a group that liked Munchkins. I had always seen Munchkins when I was playing in the Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, and I was like, oh, I wonder what this is. And there's like other board games. I didn't know anything about it because all my friends play Yu-Gi-Oh. We didn't play board games. But then I found a group when I moved that played Munchkins, and I'm like, okay, that bug hit me. And then my first board game I ever bought was Marvel Legendary.
Nice.
So when I found out there was a mechanic called deck builders, I'm like, oh, that's like Yu-Gi-Oh. You know what I'm saying? And I got to buy a bunch of cards or to, fund this thing. It's all right there. And it was Marvel. I was like, oh, this is amazing. So Marvel Legendary Deck Builder, I'll mix into one. And ever since then, that group of friends, they just know I have board games and I teach them all how to play the new board games. So it started with the bin that I have like right over there, and now it's this whole thing. So I can't bring all the games all at one time anymore. That kind of did it. And then Kickstarter, and then everybody knows what happens after you do Kickstarter.
Ooh,
You just hit
yeah.
for life. So yeah. So that yeah.
So you got
Uh,
there, and then you got into Champions. How? Like, what was the one that? Oh, because it was just Marvel,
it was Marvel,
and then the
and
deck building, right?
also yeah, and it was also Legendary. Kind of died out because after they came out with so many expansions that it's like, okay, you can't keep up with all this stuff, and they weren't that much different. And Legendary is a co-op, but it's not a co-op. And what I didn't like about Legendary is the decks. The decks are not very themed. I'm a big theme guy. So you have all the decks and they kind of just mismatch together. But I mean, you just have Wolverine you're drawing, and then all of a sudden you draw like, I don't know, Deadpool or something. And it's like, that doesn't really go together. So it was driving me crazy. And then my friend that I actually played Legendary with, way back when I got Legendary, I got him addicted to board games.
Nice.
And I had seen Marvel Champions, but I was like, Marvel Champions, okay, it's a co-op. I don't really play co-ops either. But then I started doing a little research. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. But after that, at that time, a bunch of sets had come out. But then he bought it. And I was like, oh, okay, let me check this out. He actually bought it. He was telling me about it. So we played it, and I'm like, this is amazing. I'm like, so you have She-Hulk, you have Spider-Man, and you have Captain Marvel. They all come in the same one set. And I'm like, okay. And I'm looking at the cards. I'm like, so you have 15 cards per character, but then you have all these different aspects that you can switch out, and then you have these great cards that can go in every. I was like, okay, all right. So it's got the little deck construction because it's not a deck builder. So I like that part because that reminded me more of Yu-Gi-Oh than like an actual deck builder. And every deck was different, so that hooked me. And then I had a friend, which is very sad. He used to play. He got it for solo, and he didn't like it because he's a board gamer, but he's not like a geek.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't go all in. He didn't like learn how to play it. So he's like, I'm not really doing that much damage. It feels terrible. I'm playing it like one-handed, two-handed solo. And he just like, I want to get rid of it. I'm like, all right, well, sell me all the stuff you have. And I was like, I'll buy it because I liked it, and my friend had it, so I don't get to see him very often. But now I have it, and I can make my own decks, and if we ever see each other, we can play together. So that's basically what happened. The guy I got into board games by playing Legendary, bought Champions, and he had me play it, and that's how I got hooked on it.
Love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So, how much content do you have?
Okay, so I tried to do a tally when you sent me the email with the questions here. Man, I don't have my box with me, but so I have pretty much every character up to the X-Men.
Nice.
And I don't have the big box of. I don't have. I just got the Spider-Man one. I don't have Thanos, and I don't have Red Skull. But I have Galaxy and I have Spider-Man, and the smaller sets. I just got Kang and Mojo. So technically, I do have the one X-Men,
Cool.
and then pretty much all the heroes up to the X-Men. So the only thing X-Men I have is Mojo, and then that's it. Everything else, and then those two big boxes. But pretty much I have all the characters, which is pretty good. That's another thing I like about Marvel Champions is that fact that you can buy the characters that you want. You don't have to buy all in and everything. So
Right.
that's pretty cool.
How do you play? Do you play true solo? Do you play two-handed? I know you said your friend has it, so do you get to play with your friends a lot?
My friend had it, but sadly he moved away like 6 months ago.
Mm.
He's the only one I know that has it besides Lloyd, who is my channel mate. So pretty much it's just me that has it now. I play a lot with my partner. My girlfriend got into it a lot. So she's the one that has it right now. So she's the one going in and she's learning how to play because if you have to play the game and run it by yourself and you want to play like she wants to play it over and over again if we lose. So it's like, all right, you gotta help me, do all the, upkeep. I can't remember to put the thread on there every single time. So she's doing that right now. So I usually play with her. I'm not a big solo person. I understand people like true solo and all this stuff and which characters are best for solo. Yeah, I'm just not a solo player. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go play the Marvel Avengers game on the video game thing. I just don't understand setting up. This is my thing, and it's on the channel. Y'all see it. I say it all the time. I just can't play solo. I'll just go play a video game.
Yeah, no, man.
Yeah.
Respect. Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually me and her, 2-player. Right now, I'm trying to get her up. So once she gets better, we're gonna do two-handed because some of the the bigger guys are hard to beat. It's just two people. It's just I don't know. Ronan.
Oh god, yeah. Ronan is Ronan.
Yeah. So yeah.
Do you have a favorite aspect that you like to play?
Yes. Aggression. I'm just one of those guys. I'm straight to the end. The goal is to beat up the bad guy, and that's it. Unless you're playing a collector, but
all right,
you want to beat the bad guy. So that's it. So right there, I start with the simplest thing and then go from there. If I had a second, it would probably be like Spider-Ham protection or group protection, just because you want to attack and you want to block. Thwarting is good, and I still don't understand where leadership goes. That's the one aspect is like, what am I doing here? But yeah, definitely aggression is very simple. Just take the Hulk and just smack people.
Smash the hell out of them.
That's it.
Yeah, it's funny. I just did a match. What was it? I just did Hulk. I made an aggression deck against. I'm going through the game on expert now, so
wow.
I did Hulk aggression against expert Rhino, and I literally just smashed the hell out of him.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. I like it nice and simple. Aggression. That's it. Simple.
Do you have a favorite hero?
For the champions, let's see. You know what? I can't. That's another thing with my undiagnosed ADHD. It's real tough. because anybody. So I like the Iron Man, Ironheart,
Mm.
like thing where you have to Black Panther, you have to get their thing running, their engine running, and then once you get it running, then it's like okay, smack it hard. Um, Very simple decks like Hulk and She Hulk. Those are kind of good. You know, Captain Marvel, Spider Man. You know you're just gonna smack the person a bunch really hard. But I like the fact that you have to get you have to get Iron Man's helmet, and you have to take Ironheart to level 2, and then you have Spider Ham where you're trying to get his little counters and group counters and stuff like that. So I like the decks where it's a little bit technical. I just
Nice.
say technical. Yeah, I mean they're most of them have armor, so technical.
Yeah.
So yeah, those decks. So like Storm, I'm really looking forward to playing Storm because she has her weather thing where she affects everybody on the. So that part that really intrigues me. And then like Vision, where you have his dense and then transparent mode. Um, yeah, stuff like that. I like the simpler stuff, but that's what really gets me coming back. Is like each deck is different, and it's like, oh, that's cool. Star Lord, you need encounters. Like when they do stuff like that, that's what I like.
Nice. Do you have a least favorite hero? I know it's like
So
I know it hurts. It hurts.
yeah, I would just say like Thor, Valkyrie.
Yeah. Same. Same.
I mean, you need minions. It's like unless you, I don't know. It's just any kind of mechanic where it's very finicky. Like you hope you have a minion, but then if you don't have minions, those decks don't really do anything. It's like anything that's conditional, I really don't like. So you hope you can get a minion, but then you don't want minions.
Right.
But then you hope it's a minion, otherwise you're not gonna be able to do anything.
Right.
So yeah, that kind of stuff in pretty much any board game. But yeah, those two is so much.
Same question with villains. Who's your favorite villain and least favorite villain to fight against?
Okay, let's see here. Favorite villain? None. Let's see. So I haven't gotten to play Mojo yet, but I do like it because it's very thematic with going through all those different channels. That part I really liked when I saw a preview of it. So I'm gonna crack that open. Um, that's really great. But my the most favorite villain that I've played so far is the Wrecking Crew. I
Mm.
like the fact that you have the 4 different decks, that whole thing. So yeah, I'm very much a replay person. So the more gimmicky stuff that you do and very thematic, because you have the Wrecking Crew members, and they have each have I love it. I love it.
Least
That part
favorite?
I like.
Ronan, right? Yeah.
Okay. So, I haven't played Thanos yet,
Mm.
but I've heard bad things. And I did play the Thanos expansion for Marvel United, which sucked. And I played Thanos in Legendary, which sucked. But I've heard bad things about Thanos, so I'm not looking forward to that one. But the one I've played is just I don't ever want to play again. Played it once just because it's so ridiculous. Is the Hood?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, his foul play ability. Oh man, that just it. Oh, that just makes me so mad. And I'm like, I have the worst luck, so of course I'm gonna pick. I'm not gonna get one of his encounter cards. It's not gonna be one of his cards. Yeah, every time. Yeah. When I played it, I got it like 8 times in a row. I was just
Yeah, it's just like surge, 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 surge.
yeah. And then of course Ronan. Everybody hates Ronan because
Right.
every one of his cards have Surge on it. So yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I think you're right. I think the Hood is, in my opinion, also is a very underrated, difficult villain.
yes,
It's just the amount of modulars that he has, and you never know what you're going to get. He's really hard. I think he's really hard too.
yeah. It's the same thing with the Thor and Valkyrie. You hope you. It's like I want to get a Hood encounter card, but then I don't.
All right.
I don't really. It's like I don't want this. So yeah, I just don't have the best luck. So anything that's just pure luck, I'm not gonna roll. Like I can't play dice games because
Right.
I will suck. That's it.
Who's one hero and villain that you'd like to see added into the game, and what would be their
Okay,
gimmick?
this would be a great question. Okay, so I just had to go with the obvious like critics' choice. I mean, Deadpool. Obviously, everybody wants Deadpool. I've seen it on all the message boards, and I'm on the Marvel Champions Reddit too. So I see it all the time. And the only reason is because of how they did Spider Ham and because of how they did Deadpool in Unmatched. I don't know if you played the Marvel Unmatched at
No, that
all.
one I haven't.
Okay, so Unmatched is a game system, and they just put a bunch of heroes in, and you basically have a pre-built deck, and you're taking a little miniature and fighting the other person.
Cool.
They have a Marvel expansion in that, and then they had a Marvel expansion in Smash Up. So, and Legendary. And every time they've done Deadpool in there, so I'm pretty sure it's going to come very soon. They're just waiting for people to get all. It's a big tease for it to show up in Marvel Champions. But he has an outside like real world effect on him. So like in unmatched and in legendary, if it's like dark outside, he can run. He gets high like +2 speed. If it's light outside, he gets +2 power.
That's
So
pretty
when
cool.
they put that into Spider Ham with his little tune abilities, like when when a encounter comes out that you don't like, stick your tongue out and say nanny nanny boo boo to the thing, and then yeah, that kind of stuff, or give your teammate a high five and you get +2. Yeah. So anything that's like conditional like that, I kind of like. So I assume they're going to do that in Deadpool, where they have some kind of outside ability where he gets affected that way. And then I guess just kind of like OP, Silver Surfer. I got to go with another Crouch choice. So Silver Surfer. Oh, you know what? When I was reading before, I forgot about the Sentry. Um, Technically a villain, but he's more of an anti-hero. I always liked his ability because the higher confidence he has, the stronger he is, and like he's literally the strongest super or anti-hero in the world, universe, or whatever, just based on his confidence. So that whole thing would be amazing.
That yeah,
Um,
I didn't
yeah,
even think about that. That's amazing. Yeah, that's really cool.
yeah, that would be great. So I don't even know how you would do that. I guess you have like confidence counter.
I was literally just thinking that. I was literally just thinking that.
Like I don't even know how you like tell me a bad haircut or something. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, that would be great. So yeah, I would look forward to that. And then I think you asked about villains too.
Hmm.
So a great big box, and I just thought about this after I saw Galactus because I saw that on the Reddit. Everyone wants Galactus. That'd be cool. He has big old Galactus. I don't even his card will probably be like a commander size card or something like they did in Marvel United. That big old
Yep.
statue figure that they have. Oh, so if they had a commander size card for him for Marvel, oh, that'd be great. But I didn't think of this is if they had a big box of Mister Sinister and they did all Savage Land stuff, that would be great. They had a whole Savage Land campaign because Sauron would pop in there somehow,
Yep.
and all the
Wendigo
characters that were
probably.
in that. Yeah, the Savage Land was a great little like from the X-Men TV show. Anytime you see the Savage Land pop up in anything, that yeah, they did a big box campaign for that. That would be amazing.
It's a great choice. Love that one.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice closing out? Do you have any advice for new players? Starting to get into it.
I would say just for the people, I don't. Society nowadays, they want like a really quick fix, and if they don't do a deep dive, it's like this sucks. I would say give champions a chance. If one character doesn't work for you, you got to play all the different aspects. You got to play like 5, 6 characters because you play one and it doesn't work out well, then it's not gonna. Yeah, if you give somebody like a Venom or a War Machine or like a Rocket Deck, I mean, they're not going to do a lot of damage. That's not a real good like representation of how to play the game. You got to know how to play the game before you can make those kind of decks really good. I would say that it's very sharp learning curve in this game because you're going to get your butt whooped a lot if you don't have the right combination, especially because I've seen people that buy the game and they don't really know how to play. They're like, man, I'm losing every time. It's like, well, you don't have the right aspect. That's not a protection character. Like, and just give the rule book a once over, at least once or twice in the FAQ, the little helper sheet, because they just don't. And this is Fantasy Flight. I like them as a company, but please, I'm gonna get my soapbox right now. Please, Fantasy Flight, just make rule books for people that don't play board games. Nobody I shouldn't say nobody. A lot of people understand, when you draw a card, you're meaning from your deck or something. Let's just not make that assumption. Let's just put everything in there because they put an ally limit, but then they didn't say what your limit is for the upgrades and supports. And just for the people that don't play board games, you can't just make that assumption that people will know these things. So I've had to explain this with people that don't play board games. Just for those people, those people, the content creators and stuff, and the people that love your games, just make it a little bit easier for us because I just can't explain why you can't draw from somebody else's deck. That's not your deck. I don't know how to explain that. So that's my only thing. That's it. Just give it a chance. Just give it a chance.
Love it. Love it. And as to close out, like I've been doing, I have some Marvel Champions trivia for you.
Oh no, I'm probably gonna lose.
All right.
There's too much knowledge in here. I've read a lot of the comic books.
I purposely
Oh my god.
keep this off of
Oh
the email. All right, I'm holding
yeah.
3 cards. Card number 1, and I've kept this all on. So I'm holding 3 standard modular cards, like the standard difficulty cards. So we've all seen them. So question number 1, the advanced
Hold on,
card.
before you ask your question,
Yeah.
Right. Okay. You see all these games?
You got a lot. You got a lot.
You see it? I know all the rules to all these games. Okay. That's my disclaimer for the people out there. Okay. Go ahead.
The advanced card. What does it do?
The advanced card on the modular?
Yep, that's the one with the red skull on it. I can even show you the picture and cover the text. This guy.
Oh, that advanced card. The villain schemes, I believe.
The villain does scheme. Correct. All right.
Well, you give me with names.
All right, fair enough. Question number 2. Shadows of the Past. We know Shadows of the Past?
Nope.
Shadows of the Past?
Nope. Don't know anything about it.
All right.
I don't even want to see that card. Just throw it out.
Great. So we're throwing it out, but also, how many boost icons does it have on it?
I want to say 2.
It does have 2, James. It does have 2.
Terrible.
We have one more card left. And you seem to be like me. The words, you need to see the pictures. I'm a very visual learner as well. So the assault card.
Yeah.
What does it do if you're in hero form?
Hero form, the villain attacks.
Sure does. Great job, buddy. That was 3 for 3. Fantastic.
You're giving me trauma right now because I just played Ronin and Shadows of the Past was the second encounter card that got flipped over.
Of course it was.
Feels bad.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, James. One more time, remind the people, where can we find you?
This is Jim Jam, James, JJ, all the things you want to call me. You can catch me on Just Got Played, and apparently I need to start doing more Marvel Champions content because I know more than I thought I did.
There you go.
But you can catch us on Just Got Played on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitters, and then if you see a link in the description for our Discord, just click on it, come and join us in the Discord. I will talk your ear off about Marvel Champions. My buddy, channel mate Lloyd will talk your ear off. We both like to talk about Champions. We're the only two because the other people don't even know what a superhero is, and I'm gonna keep grilling them on it. So I'm gonna have to talk to them now from forever. And so just come talk to us. I'll talk about Marvel Champions all you want. I'll talk about DC Deck Builder all you want. What else is there? Power Rangers, Transformers, all the anything kids stuff from 80s, 90s up until now and before. Let me know in the Discord.
Love it. Everybody follow James. Go follow him now. Take care, everybody.
Just got ready.